Everything that you need to learn about story structure, you can learn from... What's happening? You can learn from me.
This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
So I'm going to talk about the 3-act structure, which really ties in well with last week's plotting topic. Dr. Horrible is a great example because it has 3 acts. If you are someone who has managed to not see Dr. Horrible yet, please go watch it. Please click and watch. Start with the 1st act though, because you don't want to see the 3rd act before you've seen the 1st act. Okay, Act 1. Awesome intro with insight into the main character, which in this case is Dr. Horrible. Introduction of main character's desires, which is ruling the world and Penny. Also in the 1st act, there should be the inciting incident. In this case, it is Dr. Horrible getting the letter from Bad Horse, who he must now impress somehow to get into the evil league of evil. In the 3-act structure, each act usually has its own climax. Yeah, there's the big ending climax at the end of the story, but we'll worry about that later. For Act 1's big climax, there is the confrontation with Dr. Horrible's arch-nemesis, who is Captain Hammer. So they have their big confrontation, and Captain Hammer steals the girl. Act 2. Things should begin to escalate at this point. Penny and Dr. Horrible get closer. Dr. Horrible is foiled by Captain Hammer again, and Captain Hammer turns out to be the douche that we already know he is, and reveals that he doesn't actually care about Penny. So, Dr. Horrible, in the climax of Act 2, gets really mad about Captain Hammer and decides that he is going to kill him, which would solve both of his problems. It would make him go away so he wouldn't hurt Penny anymore, and Dr. Horrible can be with Penny now, and it will also impress Bad Horse. Act 3. This is where the very big ending climax happens. Now, in case you haven't already watched Dr. Horrible, I'm not going to tell you exactly what happens because I don't want to spoil you more than I already have, because I already kind of did a lot. But anyway, this is where the climax happens. In this case, it is the big ending confrontation between Dr. Horrible and Captain Hammer. Things happen. Bam. There we go. And then there is the denouement, which I don't know how to say right. And then what I think is important to every story, and this is in Dr. Horrible, is a big, solid, chilling ending moment. And, you know, it's not necessarily a cliffhanger, but just something that's just like, boom! Just an awesome ending. I don't know. Be awesome! Yeah, so what we've learned here is just be awesome. And Dr. Horrible is great inspiration, and Joss Whedon is a genius. Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, let's go! I don't want to spoil you already. I'm gonna be pretty vague here because I don't want to spoil you. I can't say it. I don't want to spoil you. There, I did it. Okay. Now in cases. Okay.